What's going on, Schmoville? It's another review, and this review is going to be a movie that is going to be discussed by many because it is an event that happened back in 1990.
Get there.
4?
Nailed it.
Nice.
Nailed it.
It is I, Tonya, and it has Tonya?
Yeah.
Tonya, right?
You've been saying Tonya all week.
And I missed it
and
up.
you changed it. No,
Whatever.
it's I, Tonya.
Tonya Harding. And it is Margot Robbie, Allison Janney, and Sebastian Stan, by the way, which I didn't know he was in this movie. And it is about, and I'm also glad, not just the events of Tonya Harding with Nancy Kerrigan. It's actually more about her life.
Yeah, it's really an exploration into the character, the personality of I, Tonya, what Tonya Harding, what made her who she is, both as a figure skater and as a human being, what her upbringing was. So you get all that history.
Heartbreaking a little bit, too.
It is, and so you feel empathy for her, rightfully so, because her mother's just a pill. I mean, just
She's a horrible person.
Oh, boy.
Horrible.
And then she finds this love in figure skating, and you really see how she can disappear into being on the ice. They didn't explore that, like...
But her mom was like a show mom to the worst extent.
Yeah, she was like Honey Boo Boo's mom, June, like the wrong way.
Right.
But she just
Was there a right way?
She just broke bad. June's a lot better than this mom.
Well, that's true.
This story, I like the movie a lot. I like the performance better than I like the movie
Really?
on the whole. After a while, I was like, I see where we're getting. We're not really developing anything new. We're just waiting for this event to happen.
Yeah, I think I'm on the other side. I love this movie. I thought that the idea, the way that they could have made this movie a straight up drama, and they didn't. They made it this comedy because these people, for the most part, Tonya Harding is the smartest person in this film. Everyone else are a bunch of imbeciles. I mean,
he's got a great
Jeff
line.
Gillooly and Sean, the bodyguard, might be the stupidest people that have ever lived. When you see the way this whole thing was executed and the stuff that they do talk about, obviously, Nancy Kerrigan, they even say is the incident, and that the way it all leads up to it and destroyed this career of this woman who all she really cared about was skating, and she just made a lot of bad decisions in her life. But what she really knew, what she didn't know, it was really this involvement, how dumb the bodyguard was, and learning all these things. It was amazing how dumb these people were.
I love Bobby Cannavale, who plays like a hard copy reporter in the movie. He's just got this line where it's like, of all the boobs in this story, these are the two biggest boobs, because everybody is a boob in this movie.
It's true.
So from one perspective, from a narrative,
the Wet Bandits look brilliant.
You never really get behind anybody watching it, so it's more like you're watching. It's like you're at the zoo and you're just watching the animals interact. You're not really rooting for one or the other. You're just watching this happen in slow motion, and I like that to a point. I like that they injected comedy. What my initial fear is that they're going to make light of this situation because it destroyed Nancy Kerrigan's shot at getting a gold medal, though she really did perform capably and won a silver medal. But it just it didn't live up to what I thought it could hold. But the performances certainly. I mean, I think Margot Robbie.
A lock.
I think Margot Robbie looking at an Oscar nomination.
Really?
I think Allison Janney you're looking at an Oscar nomination for sure.
Well, Margot Robbie, obviously, I think not maybe to the extent, but close to what Charlize Theron did with Monster. Not to the full extent, but I mean, this is a woman who's used to the blonde bombshell, and she just goes all for it. Transforms. You believe that she's the character, or is Tonya Harding. But the thing I thought that they did really well in this movie, everyone, the director, they humanized Tonya Harding to where they don't try to make you feel like, oh, don't you feel so bad for her? They just make you understand her.
There's times when you do, though.
But you understand. Yeah, of course you do. I mean, but overall, you understand her.
You're never rooting for her.
You're never really rooting for her because there's just certain things that she does and the way that she acts that it's hard to. But again, you understand why she is the way she is.
And you see what she went through with her boyfriend, with Gillooly, with her husband, with her mom. But Allison Janney gives one of those haunting performances that I saw it in Moonlight last year.
The hotel scene
and it's
was pretty devastating.
The influence that somebody like that can have, the wicked stepmother kind of character, although she's her biological mom, that combined with how Gillooly treated her, you understand why this person could have gone off the rails. And so, but you never get to the point of pulling for her, which was interesting that the movie did that. It was directed by Gillespie, who did The Finest Hours, and he did the Fright Night remake, which I really liked.
But it's also parallel to her in general and what she had to go through in skating, because as the audience that's watching her can't get behind her and can't root for her, the judges couldn't either.
But you don't hate her. You don't hate her.
You
don't hate the character,
but
everybody hated her in '94.
Well, of course,
because
you thought she was involved all the way through. How much knowledge? I don't know. See, that's left for you and and the way that you interpret the movie when you watch it. I think that she knew about certain things. But anyway, that's it. Overall, I really enjoy this movie. I think I'm a little bit more on the side of thinking the movie as a whole was a really good piece. I liked the blend of comedy. I liked the dramatization. I liked everything that they did with the performances. And Allison Janney's a lock. But I'm going to say 4.25 out of 5 schmoes.
Okay, I'll go 3.6 out of 5. You know, enjoyed the watch for sure. Very interested in that time in history.
Right.
There's one great scene that Ken and I talked about on our show this week. Is there's a scene with Galooly where you realize what a time capsule this story is in 1994, and how there's a baton passing from him to O.J. Simpson in the no. If I could just get the point
I just said
out,
Ken see the movie.
No.
Oh, then how do you know the scene?
I was telling him about it.
Oh, okay.
If you just listen,
I'm listening.
more. You're like Allison Janney. Is
If
the
you
mom
look back,
to me.
you look back how you started, and you insinuated that Ken had seen the film. But OJ, you were saying
3.6 out of 5 schmoes. Comment and let us know, what did you think of our amazing chemistry? Is the feud back? You decide for yourself. Nope, not going to do
fine.
it. What a...
Click over there for stuff.